तमेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दीनतारिणम्। Hare Krishna. So a couple of days back, a question was being asked regarding compassion. How one should see compassion in one's life. What is the reason, and how can we apply that principle? We'll try to, by the mercy of the Acharyas, we'll try to discuss that question today. Actually, compassion is a natural state which comes in the heart. So, for the compassion to manifest, first these anarthas has to be removed. Just like, let's say there's a jar of water which is dirt, which is filled with dirt. We can see that there is dirt in that water. So what do? We slowly uh, we slowly try to add good water. So when we add good water, what happens? The bad water is removed. So the adding of good water is adding these qualities. The qualities are added through the process of shamana. So, how is this compassion manifested in the heart of these pure souls? And then, what do they aspire in their life? How do they see things? So, these are all very, very interesting subject. Because when we closely observe, dear devotees, for compassion to manifest, passion should be reduced. When the passion in one's life is reduced, then naturally compassion will come. Janasya mohoya maham mameti. So, what is this Janasya Mohaya Mahamameti? Iron mind. When this iron mind is gone, then what happens is the Jiva will come to his original constitutional position. There is false arrogance, there's false actions, there's false ego. What is false arrogance? False arrogance means anything Jiva is trying to think or do an action independent of the Lord. As simple as that. Anything a person is trying to perceive in his life which is independent of the Lord. So that is what is that. What is that? Is that is false arrogance. So, for example, even the sadhaka, when he comes to the process of Krishna consciousness and when he begins hearing the truth, then what is happening is when the jiva is taking in his way, what is he taking? He's taking the truth in his way. The same truth, the same absolute truth, which is actually given by the acharyas. Everything is there, but the jiva is taking in his way. When the jiva begins taking in his way, for example, I'll give an example. Let's say a person is offering bhoga to the Lord. Now the person doesn't have an interest to really offer the boga, but the person is interested in the content which is offered to the to the Lord. What is that? That means if I am offering the boga just to offer it, just to submit the boga, but I don't feel that this boga has Lord has to honor it. That means I don't think about him. I don't think whether is this little salty, or is this little spicy, or is this little, or did I added more spices today. For example, if a person likes to eat spicy, then he will add a lot of spices because he likes it. No, he doesn't think that whether the Lord is liking this or not. No, he doesn't come to Guru Sadhu Shastra for that. What are the scriptures telling about offering the boga to the Lord? Should we offer boga with lot of spices, or should we offer the boga in the state of sattva, where the spices are little, the the salt is moderate, whatever is required, and then the other ingredients should be rightly aligned. So when he's thinking to please the other person, then he thinks about all of these things. Otherwise, if he likes to eat spicy, then he will add a lot of spices to it because he likes that. That means the false arrogance, what is it doing is, it is simply keeping us away from our real essence. When that state is there, that is called as passion. When that passion is there, compassion will not come, because compassion is what they are about is compassion is to think about the other person. Now one should be compassionate to oneself also. Now how does one be compassionate to oneself? We should be compassionate to ourselves first. What is that? Oh, see, I'm not taking up this process. If I leave this body just like that, then I don't know what kind of body I will be kept in. So rather, I should use this opportunity and use this time in the right way, so that I can cultivate this Krishna consciousness nicely. This is compassion to oneself, right? What is this? This is a very clear indication that if I am not aspiring pure devotion, if I'm aspiring something else other than that, then that itself is an understanding that means we are in the state of false arrogance, which Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita on this. False arrogance and false actions. That means an action which is done away, that means there is no Lord in it. Then Krishna is clearly telling, this is not me. This is not me what I give, but this is something else. That is called as false arrogance and false actions. When false arrogance and false action is there, compassion is there is no question of compassion. So first one should what one should do is, in order to develop compassion in one's heart as a quality, what he should do is, he should first stop begin thinking about his own self. That means, for example, you have some tastes, you have some desires. You should keep all of those things aside. Now, I gave that example, right? Offering the boga. Now, you like spicy, or you don't like spicy. That's why you don't offer it to the Lord. But we don't see what really Lord wants. Now, what if I do this? Will the Lord be happy? If I'm thinking about myself, then I don't think about the other person. For example, if a father is selfish, no, he doesn't think about his children. He doesn't think about his wife. He just stays, just watching his cell phone, and then simply spending his time uselessly. Because what is it? What is he? He's on a selfish plane. Selfish plane means just thinking about himself. That means the moment he just thinks about himself, he doesn't think about his family members. Is that not a problem? See, I'm not talking about Krishna conscious. It's not. We are using these examples to really understand how, if I don't apply truth here, that means I will not apply truth there in the absolute plane. See, whatever Lord has given us, if I don't apply truth there, then how can I apply the truth to the upper level? I can't apply the truth at the upper level. One time, a spiritual master was been asked. He told one of his very sincere disciple. He said, "If you don't give Krishna consciousness to your family members, how can you give Krishna consciousness to others? Now you are trying to give Krishna consciousness to everyone else, but you are forgetting your family members. Is family members not part of your life? That means technically a person is actually giving Krishna consciousness for his own upliftment. Please try to understand this. There's a secret here. If a person is trying to uplift his own self, himself, and through that he's trying to give Krishna consciousness to others, means that is also on a selfish way. In that, compassion will not manifest. Because what is he trying to do? He is trying to uplift his own self. For that he is giving the truth to the others. If a person who is speaking, if he is doing it in this plane, he is not benefiting himself, neither he is benefiting the person who is hearing from him. Because no doubt you can say that, oh, I'm trying to please Krishna, but still that is not on a pure selfless plane. Now, if you see the example of Srila Prabhupada, if you see the example of pure devotees, Srila Prabhupada also preached. Pure devotees are also preaching. But why are they preaching? They simply want to please their authorities. They're not doing it for themselves. Please try to understand. They're not trying to uplift themselves. They're not thinking that if I do this, my karma, my krodha, my lobha, they will be removed. No, 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 no. They're not worried about that. Please try to understand. Because they have shelter already. They're not worried whether that his own karma is removed, his own dvesha is removed, his own lobha is removed. No, they're not worried about that. What are pure souls worried about? What are Vaishnavas? Who's a real Vaishnava? What is Vaishnava worried about? Vaishnava is worried about whether I'm pleasing my spiritual master, I'm pleasing Krishna, I'm pleasing Srila Prabhupada, or I'm pleasing my acharyas or not. That is what his worry is. Through that worry, when devotees come under his association, what he does is he will ensure that he will give that also to them, because that is contagious and that is very powerful and that is unique and that is free from false arrogance. That is not on the plane of false arrogance. That's why, dear devotees, a lot of people do not understand this truth, because all we are discussing, this is solely on a subtle level. Whoever is connected on the subtle level, then he only can understand. Others cannot understand this, because this is very deep science. Cannot understand. It's not that easy to come out of from falsity, to come out from falsification, to come out of from material inabilities which are there in the heart continuously. We don't know how deep our lust, greed, anger, envy, falsehood, pride are setting in our heart. We don't even know actually. If a person doesn't know where the disease is, how can he cure the disease? If I am speaking on a selfish plane, then how can I benefit the other person who's hearing the truth? For example, if I'm getting up in the morning and thinking that this chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra will give me peace of mind, that will never give. Because I'm not on a selfless plane. Because I'm in a selfish plane. I'm thinking that this chanting of Hare Krishna will give me peaceful, this chant will give me peace, will give me, will remove the depression, will remove this anger, this, so many other things. No. Oh, initially we might come with that motive only, but that shouldn't be our goal. Our goal should be something else. Our goal, if the goal is that, that is on a jnana platform, that is on a karma platform, that is not on a bhakti platform. But immediately who comes to the state that I'm just doing it for their happiness, then that is leaving the false arrogance. Because the false, why is this false arrogance so deeply rooted? Because every life we did the same thing. We did every action with with that attitude only. That is why we're suffering here in this world. Compassion should come naturally to the other person. How? When we feel that in what state, in what dire state we are. Is it not a dire state here? What is Janma Muttu Jaravadi? Is it not a dire state? Is it not a difficult state? It is a difficult state. It's not an easy state because we don't know to which parents we will born. We will be born. We don't know when we will leave this body. We don't know what time we will be deceased. We know when we will be old, but we don't know the other things. Is that not a difficult state? The moment we see that, we feel, oh, hold on, what am I doing? Where am I? With what consciousness I'm leading my life? Let me check my state. The death can come at any moment. We don't know. All of a sudden, the person will be all right. Within few weeks, he says that, oh, there is cancer in your body. And then that cancer is in the peak stage. Up until that point of time, that cancer is not revealed. Why is that? Because the technology is so much advanced. Why is that cancer not revealed before? Oh, that is arrangement. Because you have to leave your body. This is the way you have to leave your body naturally. That is arrangement because you're supposed to live in this particular body only this amount of time. When we see this, don't we feel compassionate to ourselves? Then, when we understand that, then when we see others, don't we see compassion? Don't that the compassion manifest to the other living entities? It will manifest. But for that, we should be completely pure. Then the compassion will manifest. The passion has to be completely wiped off from our state of consciousness. When we begin doing it for their happiness, with the kama, krodha, lova, moha, mada, matsara, they don't sit in your heart. Because what are you doing? Every step you're actually thinking whether this is pleasing them or not. Every step you're seeing whether this action is pleasing the Lord or not. Is that not a great shelter and hope? Krishna tells Arjuna, Ma manusmara ijata. That means what Krishna wants Arjuna to be done. Krishna tells Arjuna, oh my dear Arjuna, you remember me at every moment. That means what is he doing? Is he not selecting a choice? That is a choice. When you do that, do like that, dear devotees, people will hear from you. Your family members, they will hear. If you become genuine, if you're honest, whatever you're telling, if you're doing it, you'll develop good relationship with your family members. Then they will definitely take up the path of Krishna consciousness sincerely. Because they're seeing you. They are understanding, oh, this is not hodgepodge. This is not something Tom, Dick, and Harry does. No. This is something which is done by this is Rajavidya actually. Rajavidya Rajagoyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Pratyakshagamam Susukam Gartum Abhyayam. Krishna is telling to Arjuna, oh my dear son, this is a Rajavidya. This is a transcendental knowledge which is given to the kingly people, not to ordinary personalities. And I'm giving the truth to you. That means this is so profound, dear devotees. This has been learned by the sages, by the kings, and that truth is given to us. And then the moment we see that, the moment we understand that, yeah, this kind of truth is coming to me, I should take this very sincerely. I should take this deep to the heart. I should not see anything else other than this. This should be my this should be my shelter. This should be my shelter of consciousness. Oh my dear Lord, please help. Then through this, what are we doing? Aren't we depending? Yes, we are. Array, if you go to the Father, don't we depend? Yes, we do depend on our Father. Likewise, we depend on our acharyas, we depend on the Lord, because they are our source. Because nobody else will give satisfaction to the heart. What are we trying to establish, dear devotees, through these classes? Our natural dormant relationship with the Lord. We are trying to correct our choices. At every moment, there is a choice. We can do a bad choice, we can do a good choice. Which choice I'm selecting? If I'm selecting a good choice, then I'm making advancement. If I'm selecting a bad choice, that means I'm not making advancement. That means Kama, Krodha, Lobo, Mohammed, Madamatsara, I'm taking their shelter. The moment I take their shelter, then depression comes. Then anxiety comes. But the moment you take the shelter of the Lord, of the Acharyas, that means every action you are doing, you are trying to please them. For example, you are doing cooking. Simply do it for the pleasure of the Lord. Nicely arrange. And then do it for the pleasure of the Lord. What is this? This is a real state. And when we do this their devotee, we should practically do these things in our life. Otherwise, the Shravanam will become superficial if we don't do it practically. We should apply these teachings practically. When we apply the teachings practically, dear devotees, what happens is you will actually experience, because who gets the experience? I'll give this example. Arjuna was given special lens by the Lord to see the universal form. In chapter 11, he clearly tells, oh, my dear Arjuna, I am giving you special vision. Until I give you the special vision, you cannot see this. You cannot understand this. That means Lord has to give us. Then we can experience. So our acharyas, they tell us, if you just follow, Yadyad Atarase says Tattat Evadarojanaha. Prabhupada says in the purport that you just follow. Array, even Lord followed. What is the problem with you? That's what Prabhupada says. Lord followed. Just see here, Krishna, he went to Sandipa Muni to learn the science. He learned 64 qualities from the spiritual master, and then he came. What is Lord doing? He's actually showing that this is the way. You go to the teacher, you learn from the teacher, understand from the teacher, know from the teacher, apply those things, and then move forward in your life. Through this, what is happening? Unknowingly or knowingly, submission is coming into your heart. Through relationship, what is happening? Submission is coming. That's why Krishna says, right? Bhakto sime saka chete rahasyametam uttamam. Oh Arjuna, I'm giving this truth only to you because you are my friend, Baba. I have a relationship with you. You are my saka. See, intimate things, who will reveal intimate things? For example, do you tell your intimate things to everyone? You tell your intimate things who are intimate to you. Your wife, your parents. Those are the intimate things of you. You tell to them. You don't reveal it to everyone. Likewise, Krishna is revealing the intimate thing to Arjuna. Now you can say, oh, it is not just there for Arjuna, it is there for everyone. Yes, it is there for everyone, but nobody can understand. That is a secret. And Krishna speaks about that also. Krishna says, this entire world is in a duplicitous way. And he says that this is amusement. You are not this body, you are spiritual, but the jiva is acting on a bodily platform. What is that? Is that not an amusement? It is amusement. Ascharya. Because what is that? What is that state? Because, for example, one time the Lord is sitting with Lakshmi Devi. Vishnu is sitting with her. And then there is an ant which is going in front of them. And then the Lord started laughing after seeing the ant. What Lord did? He's laughing. And then Mother Lakshmi is asking, "Oh, my dear father, why are you laughing? My dear beloved, why are you laughing?" Then he says, this ant is Indra in his last life. Now, through his so-called attachment, now he became an ant. No, that's why I'm laughing. Now he's just running behind that sugar, whatever is there. Before he was running behind something else, now he's running behind something else. That means no matter in which position we are, Lord is talking about Indra. Indra position, it's a big position. We can't understand. Very big position. It's not like, President of America. It's not that. It's not that cheap. It's very big. So the Lord is telling, he was running behind so many things. Now he's running behind sugar. Why? Because the desire to run is there. He ran the entire life. Now he's running in another way and in another body. But the same desires are there. Same consciousness is there. Whatever the consciousness was cultivated in the previous life, that is moved to the next life. Now, the moment we run behind the materialistic propensities of this world, what is happening? Depression. Because that will not give satisfaction. Now, if you aspire to become a big person materially, what is that helping? Is that helping anyone? Are we bigger than Indra? No. Or Indra is not himself, he himself is not satisfied. How can we be satisfied? So this is a very clear indication. Actually, Lord, he teaches us through various examples, beautiful various lessons. Now, whoever through Videta, through submission, whoever is accepting those principles, then his life is perfected there and then and there. For example, if you tell a child, "Oh, Baba, this is fire, you shouldn't touch. If you touch, you'll be burnt." If the child is free from false arrogance, he will accept. He will accept, "Oh, my mother told me that this is fire, I shouldn't touch." He will not touch. That means without experience is coming out of it. But if he's thinking, "Oh, let me check this, let me touch," that is second level of experience. What is the first level of experience? Mother told me I shouldn't do. I will not do this. That's it. He's away from that. What is the second level of experience? He wants to touch. Oh, mother is telling, but let me try. I don't know why she's telling. Because see here, the second thing is very, very, we should understand here. There's a problem in the second state. Why? Because in the first state, the child has a good relationship with the mother. Through that relationship, what is happening is the child is able to accept that condition right away. Just like Arjuna had a deep relationship with the Lord, the moment Lord told Arjuna, he immediately accepted. Please try to understand here. Arjuna is not like Duryodhana. Duryodhana also knows that Krishna is Supreme Personality of God. But Duryodhana doesn't want to accept it. Why? False arrogance. Through that false arrogance, compassion will never manifest. That is why he is always arrogant. Through falsity, he is thinking that I am the controller. What is falsity? Falsity means what? I'm the controller. What is false arrogance? Through false arrogance, he cannot give respect to the other person. When a person is unable to give respect to the other person, what to speak of compassion? That will never manifest. If there is no compassion, what to speak of relationship? That will never establish. But the moment when one is free from these things, now how is that a person becomes free from these things? He should come to the state of first state. First class devotee. What is first class devotee? Mother told me that if I touch this, it is fire. He simply accepts that and then he agrees to that condition. And then he moves forward. What is the second state, dear devotees? Second state is a very dreadful state. Or at this second state, he will suffer with so much depression, this, that, so many other things. Because what is he trying to do? He's trying to pursue through his own thing. Because he's not depending, but rather what is he trying to do? He's becoming independent, which is what all the schools are teaching. That is why Prabhupada says that the schools are slaughterhouse. This is the reason. Because they teach the independence. They don't teach the dependence. Please try to understand. Prabhupada is not envious about the schools. Why is he telling is because they don't know what Krishna consciousness is. They don't know what is the real science. They don't know what is dependency. They don't know what is the happiness through dependency comes. Dear devotees, at every moment we can depend. We are not sleeping. We should depend on the Lord. Oh, my dear Lord, I'm unable to sleep. Please help. He'll give you help. He'll help you. Oh, my dear Lord, I'm unable to hear. Please give me strength. He'll give you strength. Oh, my dear Lord, I do not have time. Please give me time so that I can understand Krishna consciousness. He'll give you time. It's simple, dear devotee. It's not complex actually. Krishna consciousness is a very simple science. So, likewise, the second category, what is that second category? The second category is a person who doesn't have strong relationship. For example, if the same child doesn't have strong relationship, or he has some duplicitous nature towards the mother, then what happens? He doesn't accept. Then what he does, he comes to the second state and he says, "Oh, let me touch the fire. Let me try to experience by myself." He'll touch. What happens? Burnt. Through that burning, through that burnt, what happened? He learned a lesson. That is one way of understanding. Now there is a third category. See, if he accepted whatever the mother said, then he wouldn't have burnt his finger. Now his finger is burnt. He should ensure that the finger has to be properly dealt with. That means why am I telling that finger is burned? Means when we do not accept the instructions of our acharyas, what is the finger burning in this world for us? We waste valuable human form of life. We waste our time because we're wasting our time because we are unable to accept that state. That is burning for us because even though we accept the truth or not, time is running out for us. Now that is the second state. What is the third state? He accepts. What is the first state? Is accepting. Second state is independently trying to accept because he doesn't have a relationship now, which is a problem actually. Now the third stage, as he doesn't have a relationship, even though he has experienced, he says, "No, I will not accept this." This is called as false arrogance. The second state and the third state is filled with false arrogance. Now that state will not give satisfaction even if he is practicing Krishna consciousness. No, he might chant 64 rounds. False arrogance. Because he'll boast himself. See, मैं 16 mala. What is 16 into 4? That many rounds I chanted. You see, I'm a big devotee. He will boast himself. Do you see, dear devotees? Pure devotees never boast themselves. That's a sign of a pure devotee. Now, sometimes he tells out of compassion. Why? So that the jiva will accept, will understand the truth more. Why? Because he will sometimes they might tell. Why they will tell? Because through the telling is showing as proof, as an example. Because if I do this, if I did this, I got this. I did this, I got this. He's sharing his experience. It is not boasting. We can tell because through false arrogance, also one will tell. But through true ego, also one will tell. His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he wrote Journey Home. It's about his experiences. What is he trying to do through that? He's sharing his own life experiences. No, he gives reasons and logics for that. He says, I did this, that's why I got this state. I followed this thing, I received this. It's very clear. So that he is motivating the other person through his own example. That is Acharya. Please try to understand. No, they also tell. That is what? That is true ego. That is not false arrogance. Now, that is a clear indication that when we do our acharana, when we do the acharana, when we follow in their footsteps, when we follow in the footsteps of the pure devotees, then what happens, dear devotees? Then that experience, little manifestation will come into our heart also by their mercy. So whatever little manifestation which is coming into our heart, the moment we begin giving or remembering them, because through their mercy only I'm getting this, then what is happening? Your relationship is deepened. Just like the child relationship is deepened with the mother. Now this relationship is deepened with our instructing and initiating spiritual masters. As a science. It's a beautiful science. Through this science, what is happening? The manifestation, the transformation in the heart is happening. Now, what is the manifestation and transformation doing? That manifestation and transformation giving you realizations. Now, through that realization, compassion will come. Compassion to the other living entity. That also is gifted to us. So I always think about this. If I'm offering a bhoga or if I'm doing an arti, I'm submitting to the acharyas, and then through their submission, I'm submitting to the law. If I'm doing that, then if Krishna is requesting me to do this in this way, then technically 24 hours I should stay in that state, right? 24 hours I should remain in that consciousness. Is it not, dear devotee? Is it not practical? If you apply one thing, for example, you are cooking rice, Baba, you're cooking rice. You go and check earlier. Now we have rice cookers. You don't check this. But before olden days, they check. They take one grain and then they will see, oh, it is cooked. That means they understood, oh, it is cooked. That means all the other grains which is there in the bowl, it's all cooked. Then they will stop the burning. You know. That means now they close the lid and then after few minutes they can offer it to the Lord and then they will honor it. Right? That's an indication. So likewise, when one principle, when the Lord and the Acharyas are teaching us like this, then that principle is applied to everything. Not just that is applied only to that one principle. For example, if you are getting some happiness through the process of hearing, that means the process is working. That means it works for everyone. That means if it is working on a single level, then it can work on any multifarious levels also. Because Krishna consciousness is an absolute platform, it's not on a relative plane. What is absolute plane? Whatever you touch, it is pure. That means if you touch chanting, if you touch hearing, if you touch reading, if you touch smarana, if you touch varana, or if you do a service, it's all on the absolute plane. Everything will take you to the same state. Because it is part of that nine kinds of devotional service. Shravana, Kirtana, Smarana, Vandana. So all these nine limbs of devotional service, when one does because what is the commonality? Doing with pure heart. How is that pure heart? Pure heart is gifted to us. When we cultivate that, then we aspire to do more and more. Then eventually we come to the state. Then why compassion will not come? It will come in the heart. Great. I think I'll stop here. Is it okay, Madhur Krishna Prabhu? Sorry, I couldn't address this yesterday.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare. Anyone else would like to add anything?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Oh, Hare Krishna. Please accept my obeisances. Please tell.
Yes, very nice Katha. We fully understand what you're saying and we will try to apply. Of course, we mistake sometimes and we think that we can do things our way, not knowing that we have been given the opportunity to know the right way, yet still we do things our way. So very nice, Katan. We will try to improve on this, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. I would like to thank all devotees of Tampa and devotees worldwide who send their condolences and best wishes for Radhisham Prabhu. We sent him off yesterday very nicely. Hundreds of devotees were there chanting, and very nice katha by a few devotees and Guru Prasad Swami, and via the internet, and Bhadra Prabhu, few exalted devotees give their contributions. So Radhisham Prabhu got really nice and off, and I would like to thank everyone for that, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare, nice to hear that, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to add?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, then all goes to
Hare
Shri
Prabhu.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Please tell.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Every day you are giving a wonderful Krishna Katha so that we can, at least today I heard that, we have to act selflessly, even though initially we may have some motives like, good health, good regulation and all. But as we grow, we should, come to the pure platform and try to do our bhakti as much as possible. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. And
Thank you for sharing that, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances.
Amma Hare Krishna. Please tell.
Prabhuji, beautiful topic. Thank you so very much, Madhu Krishna Prabhu, for asking the question. And thank you so very much, Prabhu, for the beautiful solution answer. So a lot learned, Prabhu. Not that it is heard for the first time, but as you said yesterday, only when we hear in the relationship, in a submissive mood, that's when the realizations come in. But beautiful message, Prabhuji. Compassion. I always used to think, what exactly does this example mean of being compassionate to oneself before being compassionate to others? I used to think, what exactly being compassionate to ourselves? Materialistically, yes, the examples, airplane, mask, to ourselves before them, those examples made sense, yes, but spiritually, what does it exactly mean was always was not that clear as water. But today you explained it very well, Prabhuji. So we have to know what our limitations are, what is the Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, what the condition that I am in right now in this material world. I have to strive to get out of this material world, serving the Lord. That is being compassionate on myself. For that, I have to listen. As Shubal Prabhu said, initially or temporarily will be motivated, but then slowly it would be gone. But the relationship with the spiritual master from the person that we are hearing, doing for their, uh, just doing because they said they are mercily, with mercy, giving us this knowledge, that not taking anything other than helping to uplift, to save another life, because they are already saved, they already gone through the path. So what else do we need to follow them, trust them? So sorry, I'm going a little bit over, but yeah, so beautiful topic and beautiful explanation, Prabhuji. So that protection, saving ourselves, would protect us at the same time when we are trying to protect our loved ones. And that example that you gave, save the family members first, the ones who are closer to, then it would be easy for another person whom we don't know what's going on. It might think, the problem might think easy when they come to us, but there might be a lot going on. If we give some answer, some solution without saving us, then it will not work for them. So we are trying to bring them even far from Krishna rather than saving them, coming closer. So and one last thing, Prabhu, sorry, I'll not take much. If we really be compassionate to ourselves first, meaning being in line with Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. The examples that we give to help others would be from Shastra only, rather than the normal examples which are already also conditioned. If Shastra example is given, it's perfect. There's no limitation for it. So sometimes I observe that, not consistently, of course, because as you said, I have to be compassionate to myself first. And that has to be given like a mercy. For that, I have to listen, contemplate. So thank you so very much, Prabhu. Sorry, I took more time, but
So when the compassion to oneself is manifested more and more, when we really understand the truth, then obviously what happens is that will be extended. Will be definitely extended. But we should be very careful trying to say, because all these, the mind is very, very dangerous actually. It will always trouble us through different ways and means. It will always show different things. We should be very careful in that. That's how. So when the mind is troubling, immediately you should take shelter. You take shelter through Shavana Kirtana. You should message our loved ones. You message the teacher, and then tell that, this is what is happening. They will give a solution. And then through that solution, you can easily come out of that and then move forward. This is called as acceptance. Just like the child accepted at the first level, as I become a first class person. The child who do not accept then is in a perplexed state. It doesn't know because he has no. He's like another. Another means a foster child. He doesn't have parents. He's an another. But when a sanada comes, when he has a relation, then he is. Then he knows. Then the parents will give what is best to him. That is what they will tell, and then they will give us, and then from there we move forward. I think I'll stop here. I think it's a little late. We'll continue similar discussion tomorrow. Kamshilas Prabhu, please take over the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat.